I can't believe they actually did it, but somehow, guys, India have ended up with at least a point against the defending Asian champions, Qatar. Coming into this game, guys, I mean, obviously the World Cup qualifiers have been a nightmare for a lot of teams. Been a nightmare for Vietnam, nightmare for Thailand before they got a win today. And India, after losing, after being up in the first contest and losing after 2 goals in the second half, I really did think that they were going to go to Doha, to Qatar, and end up getting smashed. I was so scared for this India squad because realistically, guys, India struggles in defense, and that's the way it has always been. They have always sort of, just gone here and there in terms of their defensive output. But this game, this is like a go-to on how to slow down the Qatari attack, because Almoez Ali, Afif, a lot of their star players were starting in this game. They were on the march in this contest, and somehow India have found a way to essentially just hold the defending Asian champions. Now, to be fair, in this game, I did feel like Qatar were somewhat at a disadvantage, not because they were, home and the stadium was packed, rocking and stuff like that, but more for the fact that Almoez Ali kind of looked hurt for portions of the game. He got clipped in a challenge really early on, and it also didn't help on their part that India decided to play this what is more conservative 5-3-2 formation. It did kind of mold around to a back 4 at points and even a back 3 at times. India were kind of experimenting, I feel like, with the defense a lot, but that's something that India sorely needs, and I feel like that's perfect for this squad. After coming off of what was a terrible loss to start Group E, India, at least get a point, which is a lot more than what other teams are probably going to get when they face Qatar. Obviously, Qatar smashed, I believe it was Afghanistan 6-0 in the first game. So you have to think in the back of your head that this team is, they're fresh, they're attack-minded, they're fruitful, they're ready to go forward. And I don't know how they did it in Doha as well. Like, just doing it in Doha, it makes everything so much better. And I gotta give man of the match, I think, is Gurpreet in goal. I'm gonna read how to pronounce the name. Gurpreet Singh Sandhu. I was not gonna pronounce that correct otherwise. I feel like I still mispronounced it. But the guy in goal, I think he made 8 or 9 saves in this contest. I mean, not counting all of the blocks that India made in front of goal. It really did seem like, I feel like a couple of times that Qatar were finally gonna break the deadlock. They were knocking on the door repeatedly, or I guess knocking on the door is more the metaphor, as in they were continuously getting those chances, and they just kept coming and coming and coming and coming. But with that being said, India were I think, very strong in defense. I think the passing from the back is obviously something that India needs to work on. Obviously, there's a lot left to, be desired from Indian football in general. If they could have this type of defense against more teams and then sit on the counterattack, it would work out so much better. But nonetheless, guys, India taking advantage of, going to Qatar. I think that's the biggest thing here that people are missing out on, is that India did this in Doha, in Qatar, in Qatar's backyard. Going there, getting even just a point in the FIFA 2022 World Cup qualification is so vital. And I'm so happy for the squad in general. I'm happy for the India Football Federation, because this is only taking a step in the right direction. And while there's still, I've said it a couple times, while it's still left to be desired in the attack, India did try to create some chances in this game. The 1-2s aren't necessarily quite there yet for the squad. The squad isn't, up to its fullest in what it could be potentially. But nonetheless, guys, I'm super happy for India in general. I thought they played a very good match overall. Defensively, just so stout. And it just worked out so well. It was a joy to watch if you were a fan of India, because, I mean, holding Qatar in their backyard is something that maybe even a year ago, or even before Qatar had won the AFC Asian Cup, that was probably, unheard of. So, I mean, this takes a step in the right direction for qualification. It kind of vindicates the loss from the first contest, but there's still a lot left to go. Obviously, in Group E, it's pretty much wide open, I feel like, besides Qatar, because Qatar, if they keep playing the way that they did against Afghanistan and the way that they would have been playing against India, they're probably going to run away with the qualification in this group. But obviously it's the top 2, I believe, that go out of the groups into the next round of qualifications, which, I mean, there's 3 years left until the World Cup in Qatar in 2022, so there's still so much time in terms of qualifying and in terms of reaching the qualification standards. But you guys gotta let me know your thoughts. Obviously, if you're an India fan, you're buzzing from this contest. If you're a Qatari fan, I do apologize. This game is just, it just wasn't your day. And I mean, you could take away still the bonus. I mean, 4 points out of qualification in 2 games, winning your first and then drawing the second. It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing at all if you're Qatar. You still have the driver's seat. You know, you're in control of your own destiny. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below, and peace.